Hello, students, and welcome to Foundations of Leadership, LDST 310. It's going to be an exciting semester, and I'm grading you week one. By now, you've already watched my welcome videos, so I won't really take time to introduce myself. But really, each week you'll receive an email from me with this video, and it's just a short kind of, not necessarily a lecture. We'll talk a little bit about the course material, but it's more so just to check in. How are you doing? Some trends I'm seeing. So, of course, week one, we don't have any trends yet, but we do have our resource for this week, and that is The Emotionally Healthy Leader. And Pete Scazzaro is the author of this. Perhaps many of you have already heard of Pete, but we'll walk through a series of about 5 weeks of emotionally healthy leadership. At the end of each chapter that you're asked to read, there's an assessment, and that will make up your assignment for the week, your writing assignment. Of course, you'll have posts before those, each of the 5 weeks. So this first week, we're going to talk about the emotionally unhealthy leader. And what does it mean to be an emotionally unhealthy leader? Probably, if you've led very long at all, you'll realize some trends in your own life. For instance, when do you get a little depressed? When do you get down in your leadership? When is there hype in your leadership and everything is exciting? I found that in the early days of my pastoral ministry, Sundays were either a great boost of energy or a great depletion of energy. Sometimes it depends on the success of the service, believe it or not. And but I found myself on this roller coaster, and especially when the church began to really grow and I became really busy and multiple services and all the things that pastors do. Before long, I was starting to run on empty and I didn't recognize it. And that is what I would define as emotionally unhealthy leader. There were some things under the surface of the water that I'd never dealt with. There were some things under the surface of the water about me that loved the praise of people when things were going well, and boy, if somebody would critique me or criticize me, it was just the opposite. I'd go into a depression, and what I found after pastoring for 16 years, you can't live like that. You can't live on the high highs, and you can't live on the low lows, and so it's important that you really take a look inside, because how you respond to things like that are only symptoms of what's really going on the inside. So to become emotionally healthy, we got to kind of uncover the layers that are underneath the water that people don't see, and oftentimes you don't see it. It takes some time. It even takes some pain for us to really see. And the leaders that really look on the inside and underneath the water level are the ones that really make adjustments. They become self-aware of their own issues and make adjustments. The ones that don't continue to spiral on this unhealthy leadership style. And eventually they just don't do well, whether it's they go into deep depression or a moral failure or whatever it is, or can't handle stress. The emotionally healthy leader, one of the great resources today for leaders, whether you lead in a nonprofit, religious nonprofit, a church, or in the secular world. It's so important. I said recently in a presentation I gave, sometimes leaders, when we get to a place where we're running on empty becomes normal, and we don't even recognize that we're empty anymore. And that's a dangerous place to be. So I hope in these first 5 weeks, as we really look deep into our lives, that we will at least be able to be aware of where we are on the scale. And by the way, I think we have highs and lows. I think there are times that we're more healthy than others, and times that we're more unhealthy than other times. So just be honest with yourself. Take the assessment at the end of the chapter, and then write a 1-page, page and a half, double space about the assessment you took. I hope you have a great week. I welcome you to the class. It's going to be a good journey, and I look forward to getting to know each of you. God bless.